Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Is Jackson Duggar courting here's what we know. The pool of available Duggars may have gotten a bit smaller. After 2 Duggar weddings this year, another courtship could be expected. Jason and Jana Duggar married off within months of each other and left 3 adult Duggars on the market. There are still 3 underage Duggar daughters living at the big house, too. Jackson Duggar is part of the Lost Boys and has remained mostly silent regarding dating. The Counting On brother spends plenty of time with his big brothers, Jason and James, but he may soon be ready to join the ranks of married men. Earlier this month, Jackson joined Instagram. Jackson Duggar joins Instagram. Typically, joining social media comes with an announcement when it involves the Duggar family. However, there are different rules for the younger siblings, especially the boys. Jackson Duggar joined the social media platform earlier this month and added a single photo of himself at what appears to be a rodeo. There was no caption for the photo, and his joining the platform wasn't announced by his siblings or anything. He joined Instagram and posted a picture. Could Jackson Duggar be courting? There has been no mention of courtship for Jackson yet. However, joining the social media platform could mean he is involved with someone special. When the Duggars were still part of mainstream reality TV, their social media presence often signaled a big announcement was coming. Many of the men share accounts with their wives, which Jackson could be gearing up for. We suspect he may be in the market to take the next step in life, and because Jason Duggar found his match on social media, Jackson may be testing the waters. He wasn't featured much on Counting On as he was part of the younger crowd or the Lost Duggar siblings. Jackson spent much time with Tyler Hutchins, the boy the Duggars took in after Michelle Duggar's niece couldn't care for him. The two were inseparable, often appearing in scenes and confessionals together. With the holiday season coming up, we will keep our eyes peeled for more information about why Jackson joined Instagram and whether he is in a courtship with someone special. Perhaps he met one of Maddie Grace Jones' friends when she married Jason in October. Jackson was a groomsman for his big brother, so it's possible he found someone he was interested in there. Whether he is or isn't courting, though, he has opened a line of communication for followers on social media. Jackson Duggar, the son of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, has long been one of the more low-key members of the famous Duggar family. While his siblings have made headlines for their relationships, marriages, and even controversies, Jackson has largely stayed out of the spotlight until recently. As fans of the 19 Kids and Counting On series have closely followed the lives of the Duggar children, speculation has been rampant regarding Jackson's personal life, especially when it comes to the topic of courting. For those unfamiliar with the Duggar family's strict courtship culture, courting is a process that involves a young man and woman getting to know each other in a supervised manner, with the intention of marriage. It's a step above dating in the Duggar world, and they often don't engage in traditional romantic relationships until they are ready for a commitment. Over the years, the Duggars have made it clear that they prefer this method of intentional, family-centered relationships over casual dating. Jackson Duggar, born in 2000, is currently in his mid-20s, and fans have been eagerly awaiting any signs that he might be taking the same steps as his older siblings, especially in terms of pursuing a potential courtship. While there hasn't been an official confirmation about Jackson's courting status as of now, there have been a few clues that suggest he may be inching toward a serious relationship. The Duggar family's pattern. For much of the Duggar family's adult children, the road to marriage starts with the announcement of a courtship. In this closely knit religious family, the traditional pattern is often as follows: a young man or woman enters into a courtship, which is publicly acknowledged and typically followed by an engagement. This progression then leads to marriage, and many of the Duggar children marry at relatively young ages. In Jackson's case, his older siblings have already set the bar for what to expect when it comes to relationships. His brothers, Josh, John David, and Joseph, have all gone through the courtship and marriage process publicly. His sisters, including Jana, Jessa, Jill, and Jinger, have also had their own courtship and marriage journeys documented for viewers. So, for Jackson, there is a certain level of public expectation to follow suit, though it is clear that he has been taking his time and has not rushed into anything just for the sake of tradition. Jana Duggar, his older sister, has long been a subject of speculation regarding her courtship, with fans questioning why she had not pursued a relationship like her younger siblings. In recent years, rumors have circulated about Jackson possibly courting, particularly because he has been around the same age as many of his older siblings when they began their courtships. However, there hasn't been an official announcement from Jackson or his family about any romantic involvement, which has only intensified the curiosity surrounding him. Jackson's quiet role in the Duggar family. Jackson Duggar has remained relatively quiet in terms of public attention. Unlike his older brothers, who often have been at the center of family events or public disputes, Jackson has steered clear of the spotlight. His low-key approach to life is evident in the way he appears on social media and in public appearances. While his siblings, especially those involved in marriages and parenting, have often had their lives broadcasted on reality TV, Jackson has largely stayed behind the scenes. This has led some fans to wonder if Jackson is perhaps biding his time before entering into a courtship or marriage. It's also worth noting that the Duggar family has been known to delay courtships until a child is mature enough to pursue a serious relationship. It is possible that Jackson, who is still young compared to some of his older siblings when they began courting, simply hasn't found the right person or hasn't yet felt ready for that kind of commitment. Family life and expectations. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, the family's patriarch and matriarch, are staunch supporters of the courtship model. They have raised their children with the expectation that romantic relationships will lead to marriage, and that any courtship will be conducted under a certain level of accountability and supervision. Given their strong beliefs in courtship, it's likely that Jackson would not be an exception to this family tradition. However, the Duggar family's courtship rules can also be a double-edged sword. While the family emphasizes waiting for the right partner, the reality of courtship in the Duggar household has led to its own set of challenges. Some of the Duggar children, particularly those like Jill and Jessa, have faced difficulties in the early stages of marriage, which were somewhat glossed over in their early courtship years. This reality has led to some speculation that Jackson may be taking a more cautious approach when it comes to pursuing a serious relationship. The Jackson Duggar rumors. There have been whispers over the past few years that Jackson may indeed be courting someone. While he has kept his romantic life under wraps, fans have noticed that he has been spending more time with certain young women from his church community. These women, often the daughters of family friends, have sparked rumors of possible courtships. However, Jackson has never made an official public declaration about being in a relationship, leading to even more speculation. The Duggar family's conservative approach to relationships also means that courtships are typically announced only when they are serious. There is no room for casual dating in their worldview. As such, if Jackson were courting, it would likely be a public announcement with some form of media coverage, as seen with his older siblings. Moreover, Jackson has spent significant time in the Duggar family business and home life, which means that he may be focusing on these aspects of his life before venturing into a relationship of his own. It is also possible that Jackson is choosing to focus on his own personal development and interests rather than rushing into the family's courtship culture. The future for Jackson Duggar. Ultimately, the question of whether Jackson Duggar is courting remains unanswered for now. While there have been rumors and speculation, Jackson has remained tight-lipped about his romantic life. Whether he is in a secret courtship or simply taking his time is something only he and his family know for sure. If Jackson does decide to take the next step and pursue a courtship, it will likely be met with the same level of public interest that has surrounded the lives of his siblings. Until then, fans will continue to watch and wait, wondering if the next Duggar courtship is right around the corner for Jackson. In the end, Jackson Duggar's journey will likely unfold in the same way as his siblings, though with his own unique timing and circumstances. Whether he decides to court now or later, his life and choices will remain a point of interest for the many who have followed the Duggar family over the years. As with all things Duggar, the public will wait eagerly for an official announcement that will mark the beginning of another courtship saga in this ever-growing family.